Melissa Z and Second Shot. Yes. Whew. So I would like to just welcome everyone that is here this morning. I'd like to welcome those of you here in the sanctuary of the Carco Theater in Renton, Washington. I'd like to welcome those of you joining us online and through Facebook. I wanted to let you know we have Kelly here facilitating this morning. If you're on Facebook, we want to connect with you and invite you to just be part of what we're doing up here. And in a little bit, we're going to be introducing people that are attending for the first time. And if you're attending for the first time online, we would love for you to drop a comment and let us know how you found Genesis Center for Spiritual Living so we can mention you in a bit. So Genesis is continuing our ministerial search. We're looking for a new minister. And so we have on our profile an invitational video available for review on the CSL Minister Listserv. So we are starting to receive resumes. We'll have more information to share as they pass their interview processes. In the meantime, let us all join together in saying our new minister sacred covenant easy prayer. There is only one life. This life is good. This life is God. This life is my life now. In knowing that I am one with this life that is God, I therefore know that I am one with all of its blessed expressions, which includes the presence of a new minister for my beloved spiritual community. Because I know that the highest purpose of my new minister is to glorify God, I therefore know that my new minister is a revelation of God as love. I further know that my new minister is the fulfillment of that which has been promised by God, for it is written, I dwell in the house of love. Love attends me in my home of the soul. I shall never leave this home of the spirit. I shall abide in this home forevermore. I stand in agreement with my beloved community. I see my new minister as revealing the truth and power of love. I now intend to experience my new minister in full cooperation and agreement with my community, knowing this truth for myself, for I am powerfully expressing divine love, inspiring all to do the same. I am blessing and honoring all paths of spirituality, awakening deeper truths and spiritual growth. I am a place where God shows up, expressing divine love, allowing truth and joy to heal all. I am embracing, teaching, and exploring spiritual truths from diverse spiritual teachings. I am teaching and embodying prosperity, trusting that God is the source of my good. As I now accept the highest expression of a new minister into my life, I know that they will be revealed in a way that will glorify God and serve the highest and greatest good of all who are touched by their presence. I am grateful God is gracious, and so it is. So we have some announcements this morning. What I'm giving here at the pulpit this morning, these are just a few reminders, but there are more details. You can find them on our website, on our Facebook page, on our Eventbrite, and on our Meetup pages. So Monday, October the 17th, our men's group, Healers and Hunters, will be meeting from 6:30 to 8:30. You can join our practitioner, Dave Pennick, and also Jim Munson for our men's group. And the mission is for men to get together, connect, and share what is going on in their lives. So if you're interested in joining with them, please see Dave Pennick. His email is up here. It's just Dave Pennick, 1N. Don't forget, just 1N in Pennick, 01@gmail.com, or Jim Monson at jgmonson@gmail.com for details. Every Wednesday, 7 p.m. online, you can join our practitioners, Karen Williams and Cynthia Zink, for our Intention Circle. Join us to create more miracles in your lives. The love offering is appreciated. Calling all Genesis members, Sunday, October 30th. Genesis will be holding a pledge ceremony here at Carco Theater to plan for our finances for 2023. The Genesis Board is inviting all congregants to mindfully make a pledge of financial support for the coming year. We hope to see you there. Online pledge donation is available on our website at genesiscsl.org under the Pledge tab. So for those of you that are here for the very first time, do we have anyone joining us live in the Carco Theater that wouldn't mind standing and introducing yourself and telling us how you found Genesis?
I'm Lisa Knopf, and I've been to Center of Spiritual Living in Corte Madera, where Melissa and I sang together a long time ago. And I'm connected with her on Facebook, so I was able to find out that they were here today. Didn't know it was here. I've been to the Seattle one a long time ago. But I live right here in Rancho.
Oh my goodness, you do. Lisa, I'm so glad you could join us this morning. Welcome. And do we have anyone on Facebook that is joining us for the first time? Alrighty. Thank you so much. Can we just give Lisa a nice warm welcome? Alrighty. So before we get started, does anyone need an envelope and prayer card and pen? If so, just raise your hand and Andrew can bring you one. Excellent. So these cards are for praying, to write down a prayer request. This is how we see miracles happen in our life, because we're going to have our practitioners pray on your prayer requests a whole week long. I want to thank volunteers. First of all, I'd like to thank our practitioner, Cynthia Zink. She is not only our greeter this morning, but she is also our volunteer coordinator. So as you discover that Genesis is a great place to spend some time and you'd like to be of service, she can help find a way for your efforts to be used powerfully and intentionally. Jim Monson, I want to give a shout out to. So grateful to him for running our sound and our lights in place of our regular sound guy, Soren. And we're looking forward to his return as well. Michael Johns, we're so grateful to him for running our camera. For all of you watching Facebook at home, he's the man in charge of that, and he's also the man in charge of making sure our screen lines up with what we're doing up here. So really grateful to him. So grateful to Andrew Young, who is our usher, who always does such a beautiful job making sure he's here to support us in collecting our offering, which he'll be doing a little later in the service. And as I mentioned before, I'm grateful to Kelly, all of her work. She is our communication link this morning if you're watching online. So I want to mention our practitioner that is in service this morning. Practitioner Dave Pennick did a beautiful meditation earlier. If you weren't able to view it, I have good news. You can go on Facebook anytime in the next 30 days or so, and it will be available. And now they are also on YouTube. You can go right to YouTube and put in Genesis Center for Spiritual Living or Genesis CSL. It'll pop right up. So that's a great gift you can give to yourself all through the week, is to have some time in meditation. So Dave is going to come up in just a few minutes and do our reading. But before we do that, I would like to have us sing an opening song to just do some centering. So please stand and sing with us, with Melissa and Z in Second Shot.
Yeah, so this one has a spoken word part that I'd love for you to join me, and it's usually better if I teach it ahead of time. So it's right up there at top. Okay, so it goes like this. Holy, good, holy, abundance, holy, all is holy mine. Bless me, let me now accept thee. All good, so good, all the time. That's good, right? Yeah. Do that? Okay, let's do it together. 1, 2, 3, go. Holy, good, holy, abundance, holy, all is holy mine. Bless me, let me now accept thee. All good, so good, all the time. So the song is going to start out with Melissa, and then me, and then at the end we do both at the same time. So you can pick one or go back and forth, or the super enlightened of you can do both at the same time. All right. 1, 2, 3.
I open to the good that is mine. I open to the good that is mine. I open. I open. I open, open, open to the good that is mine. That's it. I open to the good that is mine. I open to the good that is mine.
Wasn't that was awesome. I'm sorry, I have to give another applause. That was a lot of fun. That was just amazing. So coming here today, it was interesting. So I usually give them like a talk title, and so the talk title was Effective Prayer. And then I get in today, and 10 minutes before service, somebody says it was maximize your creative power. And so I was thinking like, wow, that's really a fun way to do it. I get to maximize my creative power 10 minutes before stage. So guess what? We're going to combine the two, and we're going to maximize our creative power through prayer. So I figured let's just combine the two and make it easier.
Yeah.
So becoming a practitioner, people say, hey Dave, you pray really well, but what does it take to make an effective prayer, or maximizing my creative power within? And so I said to myself, like, well, I don't know, all this stuff. And so what do? I go to my big book. So I go to my Science of Mind, that's good old textbook here, and then I find it and I say, like, well, what is the key to an effective prayer? And lo and behold, guess what? It says the secret of an effective prayer. How cool is that? So it's right there. So today's reading is from that. So this is from the teachings of Jesus. It is 431 in the Science of Mind textbook. It is the secret of prayer. The secret of prayer and its power in the outward life depends upon an unconditioned faith in and reliance upon this inner presence. We must enter this closet. We are to shut out all else and enter this presence of spirit in quietness and confidence, believing. Prayer has power, not through repetition, but by belief and acceptance. Prayer is so simple, direct, and receiving. We are to believe that God indwells in our life and that this divine presence is sufficient for all needs. We are to believe that God will provide for and bless us abundantly, and we enter this secret place. We are to leave all else behind, all hate, animosity, and vindictiveness. For doing so, can we enter? And before we go into a prayer, I thought that what really came to me was when I was going through practitioner school and when I was learning about the 5 steps of prayer. And if you don't know the 5 steps of prayer, it's recognition, unification, realization, thanksgiving, and release. And I just couldn't remember all that. And so somebody taught me an easy way to remember this. And it was, are you ready to receive? And I thought, wow, that was a really cool way to remember the 5 steps and the power of prayer in my life. It's what's really kind of cool is like we know that the universe always is saying yes to us. Yes, right? That's the way that it works. Whatever we say to the universe, it says yes to us. But what I really like about an effective prayer and are you ready to receive is, are you ready to receive the yes that the universe has to offer you? So with that, let us pray. And so right here, right now, I recognize this divine presence, this oneness, this allness, this love, this life-filled energy. And I know that I am one. I am one with this presence. I am one with this realization. I am one with this godness. I am one with this allness. I am one with this wholeness. I am one with all that is life and all that life has to offer. And I realize right now that everything that I say, everything that I do, and all that my being and every part of who I am is a part of that allness and that oneness of life. And that everything that I say and everything that we say and everything that we are and all we do is a prayer. Life is good, yes, and so it is. The sun is out, yes, is good, and so it is. Everything that we say and all our actions and everything that we are doing is a powerful prayer all throughout our day and everything that we are doing. And so I realize right here and right now that who we are is good, who we are is abundant, who we are is powerful, who we are is that creative mind, that creative process in action. That is the truth in the presence of who we are. I realize that in every single person here right now. And I give great thanks. I give great thanks for this doing. I give great thanks for our beautiful guest speakers today and their awesome talents. Wow, that was just fantastic. I give thanks for every single person here in all of Genesis. For you all are truly a part of that heart and that oneness that is that presence of God. And so I'm truly thankful for each and every one of you. And so with that, I release this prayer into that great law that says that one very, very simple word, yes. yes to you, yes to everything, yes to life. I call it good. I call it God, because it always is truly all good, because it always is truly all God. And so it is. And so with that, I invite Christine S. to introduce.
Dave, thank you so much for that reading. I love how you just made that so very perfect for this morning. It is my great honor and privilege to introduce to you not only our guest musicians, but also guest speakers this morning. Reverend Dr. Melissa Phillippe and Reverend Z. Egloff are longtime students and teachers of consciousness and transformation. They are both ordained ministers with the Centers for Spiritual Living, holding master's degrees from the Holmes Institute. Melissa is a Toltec monitor personally trained by Don Miguel Ruiz, author of The Four Agreements, and Z also holds a master's in spiritual psychology. And Melissa has an honorary doctorate for her contributions to the field of New Thought music. Melissa and Z are founders of Oh My God Life, an online and traveling ministry. And their virtual home, ohmygodlife.com, they offer videos, music, books, classes, and more. They also speak, perform, and facilitate workshops and retreats worldwide. So now please help me welcome Melissa and Z with Second Shot.
Thank you. All right, so we don't like to do things alone. We'd like you to join us again on this one. And this time it's a spoken word part that actually has moves too. So if you want to get super advanced, you can do the moves with me. So check it out. We're going to clarify.
Clarify.
So I'll do it, you echo me. Magnify.
Magnify.
And then I say occupy, and you say occupy your faith. Not occupy your face, although feel free to do that. So let's put those together. Clarify.
Clarify.
Magnify.
Magnify.
Occupy. Occupy your faith. And then you're going to glorify.
Glorify.
Testify.
Testify.
Fortify. Fortify your faith. That's it. Perfect.
And then you're going to sing with me, with us. Fortify. Sing that. Fortify. Fortify. Fortify your faith. Fortify your faith. Fortify. Fortify. Then you could do a little move with this one. It goes fortify. Fortify. Fortify your faith. Fortify your faith. That's it. That's
Yeah,
the
I
whole
think that's
song.
it. Yeah, you got it. All right.
Two.
I like to move around too. Don't be alarmed. No one's ever been hurt. When I was a child, a little bitty baby child, I didn't believe in nothing. Faith is for suckers, I told myself. People who are weak, people who need help. All around me, everyone would say, you gotta believe, you gotta pray. Believing in nothing ain't no way. Here's what you gotta do. Each and every day, you gotta clarify. Thank you so much. All right. So we're talking today about maximizing our creative power, but the best way to do that is prayer. Now, here at Centers for Spiritual Living, we know there's one life, one source, in and through all of creation. That's actually the first step of our prayer. We also know that because there's one thing in and through all of creation, we must be this as well, right? That's actually the second step of prayer. Now, here's where things get fun. So, the creative one is in all things. It's in me. And so, that creativity is in me as well. And I am creating my life with my thoughts, with my beliefs, with my emotions, right? And some of us, when we first discover this, we're like, oh, that's cool. I'm going to manifest some stuff, right? Yeah. And then, what can happen sometimes, I don't know if this is familiar to any of y'all, but there's something that you really, really, really want, something maybe that you've been praying about, and you really, really want it, and it's not happening. And then you start to wonder, well, is God broken? Or worse, am I broken? Right? And so that's when it's time to maximize your creative power. And we do this in our spiritual practice, be it prayer or whatever it is, by co-creating with Spirit. We're always co-creating with Spirit. But when we're feeling stuck, it's an invitation to consciously co-create with Spirit in a different way, including in our prayer. So that's what we're going to talk about today. Does that sound good?
Yeah.
Yeah? Okay. Melissa is going to get us started. Melissa.
So often when we are creating a talk, I go to the dictionary. I like to look up the words of the title of the talk. And you string the definitions of those words together, and it can deepen the experience of the meaning of the word. And so this talk is about co-creation. So I went to the dictionary and looked up co-creation. And you know what? It's not there. That word is our word. We made it up, Science of Mind, Centers for Spiritual Living. So I had to put my thinking cap on and figure out, well, what would be a word that means the same thing? And I came up with collaboration, right? It seems like a co-creation, collaboration kind of thing. So the definition in Webster's of co-creation is the action of working with someone to produce or create something. The action of working together with someone else, or in this case, something else, to produce or create something. That works for me, right? Okay, so how many of you have ever collaborated on a project with somebody, right? Okay, how many of you have ever had to, probably for work, or I don't know, anywhere, had to collaborate on a project with someone that you did not care for? Oh yeah, okay, so I'm not the only one. So here's the thing. It is more fun to collaborate, to co-create, when we like the person that we're collaborating with. It's just more fun, right? Yeah, I mean, so how do we like someone? If you don't know someone, you're stuck in a room with them, you have to collaborate. Well, cultivating communication. Cultivating, I didn't mean for all these words to start with C, it just happened that way. Cultivating communication is how we deepen in relationship with people. So we talk to them, and we listen to them, and we spend time with them, right? So that's what we're talking about this morning, only we're talking about doing all that with Spirit. Cultivating communication so that it's more fun to collaborate with the divine. Aha! So how did we come up with this way of talking about it? Was partly my experience was I was in ministerial school. Z and I were in school together, actually, in ministerial school. This was quite a while ago. And at the time I was in ministerial school, of course I was still working. And one of the things I was doing was, I'm a musician, so I was asked at one point to be the musical director for a famous artist that was coming in to perform at Centers for Spiritual Living Santa Rosa. The artist shall remain nameless for the sake of whatever they used to say at the beginning of Mission Impossible. So, I was receiving, so you ever get, you're collaborating with someone and they send you these emails or these communications and you're just like, yeah. So this wasn't the artist, by the way. I do want to start by saying this was the artist's personal assistant who was writing me these emails, and we were collaborating on the music that was coming up, the music directorship, the leadership of this concert. And one day I got a particularly specifically kind of worded email, and it triggered me. I had such a strong reaction. I had no idea how to respond in a way that was even remotely could pretend to be ministerial-like. You know what I mean? Like, I just was livid. And I couldn't think of a nice, even like neutral or polite thing to say back to them. So I didn't reply. That was smart. I didn't reply. But instead, I went to Z and I said, do we have anything on our calendar today? I think our calendar is free. And they said, yes, our calendar is free. And so I went to the beach. That's what I do when all else fails. So I went to the beach. The whole time I'm driving out there, I'm knowing I'm going to get to the beach and I'm going to ask Spirit, like, what in the world do I say to this woman? So I get to the beach, I get all the way out there, I walk down to the water, and I turn, and I start walking, and you know how you have plans, and sometimes something else happens. I hear myself saying to Spirit, why are you making me go to ministerial school? I don't want to do it. I don't have any idea where it's going. Like, I just, why are you making me do this? And I heard a voice. I heard a voice that was like in the movies, the booming, lots of reverb, on the voice. And it said, you have no idea. That was it. It stopped me, literally. I stopped in my tracks, and tears sprang to my eyes. It was just this automatic response to that, hearing that. And then it said it again. You have no idea. And I realized that it had said it twice, and I had two meanings from this statement. First of all, I really had no idea what I was going to do, why I was there. Like, I had no idea. And I obviously wasn't meant to. It wasn't mine at that point to understand. It was mine to listen and follow, which I was doing. I was already in school, so I had listened and followed, and I was now going to continue to listen and follow. But also what I took from it is, like, you have no idea how good this is going to be, like that. And it was true. When I look at what Z and I are doing now in our ministry and our life together, which I wouldn't have thought of together than either. I mean, it is more fun and fulfilling and fabulous than I would ever have dreamed. It is beyond what I could have imagined. It is way outside of anything I would have made up. I had no idea. Here's the thing, though. At the time, having no idea was very uncomfortable for me. Anyone else ever have a little I want to know. I want to know where this is going. I want to know how it's going to go there. And I want to know what it's going to look like when I get there. Thank you very much. So what I realized, in part from this communication with Spirit, was that's how I've been praying. All right, so back to collaborating. Anyone ever have to collaborate with a dictator? Oh, and then when they're a dictator who tries to pretend they're collaborating with you, so they tell you how it's going to be, and you're supposed to, like, you know, act like it was the two of you together that, yeah. Well, I realized that's what I had been doing with Spirit. I found 5-step treatment. Boy, I love that stuff. I do. I love it so much, and it really works for me. And I started, you know, placing my order. Like Burger King, have it your way. I want this then, and it should look like this. And, you know, things were happening sometimes like that. But then what I realized is, in real collaboration, you leave room for the other with whom you are collaborating. That's true collaboration. And when you have communicated enough and cultivated that relationship that you are enjoying them, you have fun with them, or it in this case, then it's joyful and fabulous to collaborate and leave room and let, in this case, Spirit, have a little fun. Leave some room so Spirit can have some fun with you, with your dreams, right? So we have 3 hacks, 3 little shortcuts for this to help get you there. These are elements from our practice, actually, the Oh My God process, which is a gratitude-based process, practice that we have. And so they're from that. So one is you find your phrase. I call it a magic phrase, but it's the phrase that automatically comes out of your mouth when something fabulous happens that surprises you. There is a phrase that you say when you're thinking of someone and then the phone rings and it's them and you go, oh my God. I say, oh my God. And Z says, oh my God too. That's why our ministry is called Oh My God Life. Now, I want to say that we both tend to be kind of enthusiastic, bubbly things. And so, oh my God kind of goes with that. But for some people, their magic phrase is like, wow. You know, it can be a chill response. But it is that response that you automatically have. The thing is, if you say that response as if you're happily surprised, it can start to bring the emotions that you're wanting to call in order to co-create what it is you're wanting without dictating. You hear me? You with me? It's really good. And then there are 2 phrases that also work, both of which I've already said today. This is more amazing than I could have ever imagined. Say that with me. This is more amazing than I ever could have imagined. And the other is, it is beyond my wildest dreams. It is beyond my wildest dreams. When you use those 3 phrases, whatever your unique magic phrase is, we'll just say, oh my God, this is beyond my wildest dreams. This is better than I ever even could imagine. And what I have found is that when I use those phrases, if I have not been able yet to muster the energetic, vibrational, emotional experience of what it is I am wanting and claiming and asking for and collaborating with, I leave space with all the other details if I just stick to those, and I feel it and feel it and feel it by using those 3 magical hacks. To talk more about all of this, I give you my beloved, my wife-bent, Reverend Z.
Thank you. All right. Okay, so I want to talk about those 3 hacks, specifically what happens when you use them in prayer, when you use them in treatment. So I've got a story to tell you about how that works. Would you like to hear it?
Yes.
Okay. So this was many years ago. This was 15 years ago. I went to hear a Wednesday night talk at the Center for Spiritual Living in Santa Rosa. And the speaker and musician that night was someone named Melissa Phillippe. Perhaps you've heard of her. I did not know her at the time at all. But I go in and hear this talk, and it was an earlier version of what she was talking about right now. She's talking about treatment, and she was talking about using this idea of, oh my God, beyond my wildest dreams, better than I could imagine in prayer, right? And the power of that, and the power of co-creation. So I'm sitting there and I'm listening to this talk and I'm thinking, oh my God. Because I'd been in metaphysics for a long time, but I discovered Centers for Spiritual Living, and I loved the 5-step treatment. It's unique to Centers for Spiritual Living, the 5-step treatment that we teach here. It's a powerful, powerful tool. I loved it. And I in my experience of using this tool, I had had a lot of great experiences with things manifesting in my life, right? In terms of vocation, in terms of finances, in terms of health. But there was one area, and I talked at the beginning about that one place, right? So for me, that was the area of relationships, especially romantic relationships. So ever since I first embarked on the wild and wacky world of intimate relationships, I'd had a few challenges. So the first one was I grew up in Ohio in the 60s and 70s. And I was not straight. I didn't know it then. But, we were taught sex ed by the gym teacher. She talked about, the girls and the boys and don't have sex and, whatever. And there was never a box for me that fit, right? I was always like, I don't quite know. So I moved to the West Coast. And then I figured that out. Oh, gay. Okay, check. So that helped, knowing that. The second one was my gender identity and expression. So I call myself gender rich, whole lot of gender going on, right? I use they, them pronouns, which is, you go, those are plural, talk to me later, yeah, it's okay. So that took a while to figure out too, but also moving to the West Coast helped with that. So I got those two figured out. Queer, gender rich, good, right? But then, there was one other thing, and that was that I had a tendency to be attracted to people who were unavailable. Oh. So for those of you who have no idea what I'm talking about, I'll explain it. All right. So if someone really liked me, I wanted nothing to do with them. But if someone didn't care if I was alive or dead, I found them very, very attractive. Now, needless to say, this was not working for me. Right? I wasn't really getting what I wanted. And so when I'm hearing this Melissa Phillippe person talk, I realized, oh my God, that's what's been missing in my prayer. I've been dictating to Spirit, been dictating what I want. I need to let Spirit in. I need to co-create with Spirit in my prayer practice. Now, you might wonder what I thought of this person, this Melissa Phillippe person up there, right? Did I realize that was my soulmate, my future wife? No, I did not. I thought she was cool, though. And I was very interested in what she said, because what she said was so fascinating to me. I'm like, this is going to transform my prayer practice. Wow, cool. So I went up to her afterwards. I was very excited. She doesn't remember me. She vaguely remembers this enthusiastic, gender-rich nerd person coming up to her. But that's about it, so whatever. I was still armed with my new transformational practice that was going to transform my prayer practice. So I go and I'm working it and I'm praying. And I like to walk. When I would do my morning walk, I would pray then. I really loved doing it that way. So I'm working this prayer and I'm working this prayer. And I have to say, things started to happen. When you first work a prayer and you start to manifest all the things that aren't that. It's a way to flush things out. So that happened. That was fun. But also, I started to notice that I'm working my prayer, this relationship prayer, beyond my wildest dreams. Oh my God, beyond what I could imagine. I kept seeing this very specific image. And I'm like, well, I don't want to be dictating. We call it sometimes, in Centers for Spiritual Living, outlining. We outline a prayer. We line up all the ways it's supposed to be, and then we're not letting Spirit have fun, right? But I see this very specific image of a woman with short, blonde hair. And I'm like, it just kept happening. And then I thought, I don't think I'm outlining. I think I'm psychic. I'm pretty sure that's what's going on. That I'm seeing what's coming, right? Yeah. So about a year after first hearing this Melissa Phillippe person talk about prayer and transforming my prayer, I go to a spiritual retreat, and who is the music director there but Melissa Phillippe. And this time she actually wanted to talk to me. There was a mutual friend who suggested I had my first novel published, and so she came up and she's talking to me, and it was interesting to notice there was just so much energy between us. We just really wanted to talk and talk and talk. And it's a spiritual retreat. We're supposed to be, communing with everyone, like, namaste. But we were kind of like, namaste. Like, we don't really want to talk to any of the rest of you. We just want to talk to each other, right? And so we had a certain amount of time to do that, but only so much. And then a few months later, I went to have a piano lesson with Melissa because I was classically trained piano player, but I didn't really know how to play under the prayer at the church. So I went and had 2 lessons with Melissa. And on the first lesson, we talked after the lesson for 4.5 hours. Did we realize what was going on? No, we did not. Because we were both working our prayer practice, but Melissa thought that she was straight, and I was waiting for the woman with short blonde hair. I knew what was up, right? So about 2.5 months into each of us saying, I just found my new best friend. Like, oh my God. We both woke up to what was going on. And here's the thing. It was answered prayer. It was absolute answered prayer. And for both of us, it was beyond, because we were praying. It's beyond what I could imagine, right? For both of us, it was outside the box of what we were expecting. And what we find now, we've been together 14 years, we've been married for 10, and not only is it an amazing relationship, but all this other stuff has come with it that we never would have imagined, we never would have planned, we never would have expected, right? It's all spirit. Spirit is so much smarter than we are. I'm just saying, like, really. Now, you might be hearing this and wondering, but Z, you gender-rich nerd, you. What about the woman with short blonde hair? What about that? Well, here's the thing. I think Spirit did plant that vision in my head, and here's why. That whole thing I said about the unavailable, attraction to unavailable people, that whole pattern, I was the one who was unavailable. That's why that was happening. And so, because I had this very specific idea of what was going to happen, when I was hanging out with Melissa, I'm like, well, it's not Melissa. So I could be available to a friendship with Melissa in a way that I wouldn't have been if I thought, oh, something's going on, right? And so we were then able to build a deep friendship, relationship, and then go from there. So, here's the question for you. Is there anything in your life that, up until now, up until this moment, you have been unavailable to? Yes, it is that thing that just popped in your head. And are you willing to co-create with Spirit in your prayer practice or your spiritual practice in general? Are you willing to co-create with Spirit to make this thing more amazing than you could have imagined? Yes? Yes?
Yes.
Yeah, what?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay, all right. So Melissa's going to do one more thing with you, though.
So I would like you to close your eyes. I'd like you to meditate. Whatever you do, you do that. Take a deep breath. Relax your body. Continue with the deep, full breaths and relaxing your physical body. Think of this thing now that you want. This thing that you've been unavailable to or have thought that it was unavailable to you. Allow that area of your life or that thing to come to mind. And let it be right out in front of you. Just right there in front of you. Just sitting with it. And now, I want you to imagine that it has shifted. It is how you would want it to feel, without saying what the details are, why it feels that way. Getting clear for yourself, how is it that I want to feel about this area of my life? This issue, this challenge, this thing. I want to feel like, fill in the blank. And bring that feeling to your heart. Maybe joy, gratitude, peace, whatever that feeling is. And then whatever your phrase was, your magic phrase, your surprised happy phrase, you're going to repeat that phrase after me. I'm going to say mine, which is, oh my God. You're going to say yours. And we're not going to listen to each other because there might be some colorful phrases in the room. And just repeat after me as you continue to think of that thing in that area, whatever, feeling so amazingly good, and feel that feeling in your heart and around your heart space. And repeat after me with your phrase. Oh my God. Oh my God. Oh my God. A little louder with enthusiasm. Oh my God. And now look at someone else in the room or look around the room like you're finding your person because you're going to like explode if you don't get to share about it. Oh my God. Oh my God. Awesome. Deep breath. Opening to that feeling.
Yes, I'm here. So before we do our prayer to close, we're going to invite you to use the prayer cards that are here to write down a prayer request that may have been triggered by the service so far. We've got prayer cards. And for those of you online, you can submit now prayer requests online at genesiscsl.org. GENESISCSL.org. So please do so now.
You are so blessed to have these wonderful, Rick, Frank, and Brian.
Second shot
with you.
No. Maybe I should just stand here. one source, one power in and through all of creation. Call it God, call it source, call it love, call it that which is beyond language. This one, this power, this source is right here in me. It is right here in each and every one of us in this room, online, seen and unseen, known and unknown, all of creation, this one. And so I speak my word right here, right now, for each and every one of us, accepting that we are deepening our connection with this one. We are opening to letting Spirit have our lives be more amazing than we could imagine. We are doing this through spiritual practice. We are doing this in prayer. We are doing this through communion with Spirit. And so I accept for us, each and every one of us, this deepening connection. And as we do so, our lives bloom. Our lives prosper. Our lives become more than we could have imagined. And they bless not just us, but everyone we touch, even those people who don't even know the lives, the ripples, the people that we are affecting. And so I'm grateful for this. I'm grateful for Spirit doing its thing through me, through each and every one of us. I'm grateful for the love expressing, the joy expressing, the peace, the power, the presence. I know that Spirit's got it. I say yes. Spirit says yes. Everybody says yes. And if you are in alignment with this prayer, please repeat after me, releasing this now by saying, and so it is.
And so it is.
Amen.
Amen.
I am remembering who I am. I am remembering who I am. I am remembering.
I invite you all to take a deep breath. Exhale. We transition to our offering.
What a beautiful space and a centered place we are in this moment. And so, as God works in many, many ways, I know that right here and right now we are absolutely abundantly supplied to receive all that which is on our hearts. And we can participate in that co-creation process by being how God shows up in other ways as well. And so this is an opportunity now where I invite you to be the way that God shows up to help financially support the many ministries that we are doing here at Genesis Center for Spiritual Living. So you have an envelope this morning. I invite you to craft a financial gift. If you are online, our website has a donate button at genesiscsl.org. So I'd like to just give you a moment now to craft a gift to Genesis. to invite Andrew to come around, and before he comes down, what we're going to do is hold your prayer card that you wrote earlier and your offering up to your heart, and we're going to say our offering blessing and bless them together, and then do a gratitude prayer. Divine love through me blesses and multiplies all that I am, all that I have, and all that I receive, and I am thankful. And so it is. Thank you. Picking up the offering, I'd like to invite Melissa and Z up to do another song for us.
Thank you.
Thank you, second shot.
Wow, Melissa and Z, thank you so much. So Andrew's bringing forth the offering and the prayers that we'd like to bless. So I just recognize right here and right now that the blessings are indeed in circulation, and that we give our sacred and profound yes to being supported in all the things that we are divinely called in to do. Everything is present that we need right here, right now for what is next. And we say thank you. Thank you, God. And so it is. Now, I would like to take a moment and invite Rev Z up to share some exciting opportunities they have waiting for you in the foyer.
Okay, wow, that sounded like what? What am I going to say? That sounded intriguing. Okay, well, we are an online and traveling ministry. We don't have a home church. We roam about the land, sharing our message. And so one of the things that helps support our ministry, a big thing that helps support our ministry, is our Oh My God Life mini mall. It's out there. And we have all kinds of stuff because we like to, when we're not traveling, we like to stay at home and make things. So we have books, we have t-shirts on sale for only $5. We also have free prayer, meditation, affirmation, that's what they're called. Free affirmation cards and fridge magnets and all that kind of stuff. And for those of you at home, you can go to ohmygodlife.com to find some of those things. And though, the most important thing,
Our mailing
is
list.
our mailing list.
So we have a mailing list. It is free, of course, to get on our mailing list. And we'd like to make sure you give us your birthday. We don't want the year, but here's why. So if you're on our mailing list, all our friends on our mailing list get a free video twice a month. We create videos with music, with message, prayers, meditations, little talks, little mini. They're all like 10 minutes or less. But the most fun thing that we do, we have the most fun anyway, is every year we write and record a new song and then a video to go with the song that is a birthday song, a happy birthday song. Totally unique happy birthday song. And then if you're our friend on our mailing list, you get it in your inbox on the morning of your birthday. And it's really fun. It goes out at 12:02 a.m. or something.
So the insomniacs get it immediately.
Before they wake up. But that's technically your birthday, right? So anyway, if you're interested in any of that, please sign up on our mailing list and come see us at the table.
And those of you online can also find it at the website. So, and thank you for having us here.
Yes.
Thank you to Eric Odell who hooked us up. Thank you to everybody it takes a village. So thank you.
Yes.
Yeah.
Can we give one last big round of applause and gratitude for Reverend Melissa Phillippe and Z for being here with us this morning. And I'd like to invite everyone to stand and sing our closing song. I want to thank you all for joining us today. I want to wish everyone here in the Carco Theater and online a fantastic week filled with joy, love, and true connection. So please join us and sing it with the band, I Release.
I Release.
Oh.
We were going to do a different one.
We have a different song that we're going to do instead of I Release today.
We were going to do
with
that.
Melissa and Z. So
Another
let's
one of
join and
ours.
sing with them the song with Melissa and Z.
Nice save. Okay. 2, 1, 2, 3.
All of the good you want.
Thanks so much, everyone, and have a fabulous week.
Thank you. Me too. Thank you. I had Z over here hoping.